Hello. Welcome back to the channel. You know what it is. Eat, sleep, breathe, hoops. It's your boy Nicky P, man. Tapping in with y'all once again. In this video today, we're gonna dive into the realm of sharpshooters, the top 10 best three-point shooters in NBA history. And unlike some of the previous videos, we're about to rank them this time. And so let me know after this video's over what y'all think in the comments section. If some players should be rearranged, if some players got left off the map, you know what it is. Let's dive into these hoops discussions and keep this going. So yeah, we're about to dive into the three-point shooters, the best to ever do it in the history of the NBA. These are the players who changed the game with their precision from beyond the arc, shaping the way basketball is played today. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Number 10, Chris Mullen. Starting with Chris Mullen, a member of the original Dream Team. Known for his smooth left-handed shot, Mullen was a sniper in his era. He made his name as a pure shooter who had the ability to knock down shots from anywhere on the floor, including out there beyond the arc. Despite facing defensive challenges early in his career, Mullen's work ethic and shooting touch allowed him to stay relevant and become one of the NBA's top premier outside shooters. His high IQ and picture-perfect form, along with his longevity due to how he took care of his body, enabled him to become one of the greatest all-time three-point shooters, and some may say one of the greatest players, depending on what realms of people you're talking to, of all time. And he became a Hall of Famer and a true legend of the game, and he's a staple out there in Golden State up there in the Bay Area, and his game and his contributions to the game will never be forgotten. Next up, number 9 is JJ Redick, one of the best three-point specialists of the modern era. Redick struggled to stay in the league early on as his defensive issues made it hard for him to stay on the court at times and find minutes. But over time, he adapted his game and became a deadly weapon from three. Known for his time in college as a lethal shooter, Redick brought that same ability to the NBA. Well, for being honest, it wasn't the same ability. He was a killer in college, so salute. But, he was limited in the NBA, but he did carve out a good career and was, a dagger, a sharp shooter, a serial killer from out there if you left him open or if he came flush and fresh off a screen. So salute to Redick for carving out a long career when many thought his career wouldn't last too long. He was a consistent perimeter threat, and teams always had to account for his ability to stretch the court. Redick is a testament to the idea that hard work and perseverance can help overcome a lack of talent and early struggles, and he cemented his legacy as one of the greatest shooters of all time. Next up, number 8. I'm sure y'all didn't forget about this cat, but it might be like oh yeah, I remember him. Peja Stojakovic. Peja was a silent assassin. He was a killer from beyond the arc during his time in Sacramento and a versatile offensive player who could score in a variety of ways. He had an incredibly quick release and was one of the most feared shooters of his generation. But what made Stojakovic so special was his ability to shoot off the dribble as well, especially within the mid-range and from three. Catch and shoot, pull up from anywhere on the court. Peja doesn't get enough credit for how great and how truly talented of a player he was. He'll be remembered as a shooter, but the dude could get buckets and wasn't just strictly limited to being a shooter. If it wasn't for the Kobe Shaq Lakers, Peja would likely have secured a ring during the Kings' dominant years. His ability to hit clutch shots and step up in big-time moments when the pressure is on and dominate from deep left an indelible mark on the NBA. Next up, number 7, Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki isn't just one of the greatest power forwards of all time, but he was also a lethal three-point shooter from beyond the arc. Dirk's ability to stretch the floor was revolutionary for big men. His high release point made it nearly impossible for defenders to block his shot or even bother his shot, really. And his range forced defenders to guard him well beyond the three-point line. He was instrumental in evolving the game to include stretch bigs who could hit from deep. His iconic run to the NBA Finals, where he defeated LeBron in Miami, showcased his three-point prowess and solidified his legacy as an all-time great talent. His early years in Dallas, where he teamed up with Steve Nash, they really had a three-point-centric type of offense, which was really revolutionary and kind of the precipice and the origin of where the three-point heavy ball came into play, where we see it all over the league now, and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. They were kind of the pioneers and originators of that style of play. So shout out to Big Dirk. Next up, number 6, Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver is a definition of a pure shooter. His career spanned nearly 2 decades, and everywhere he went, he brought with him a deadly three-point shot. Korver's release is among the quickest in NBA history, and he consistently knocked down threes at a high percentage throughout his career, starting early on when he came into the league with Philly over there with Allen Iverson. His ability to find open space, whether off screens or in transition, made him a nightmare for defenders. His longevity and consistency place him firmly among the best to ever shoot from beyond the arc. I believe he's top 10 in three-point shots, three-point made field goals all time as well. Somebody fact check me on that one. I'm pretty sure that's the case though. Number 5, Damian Lillard, the deadly assassin. Damian Lillard's range, similar to Steph Curry's, is unlimited. Dame time has now become synonymous with clutch shooting, and more often than not, his game winners come from deep. Lillard has proven time and time again that he's one of the best shooters the game has ever seen, and his range rivals that of Steph Curry, as I previously mentioned. Though his release might not be as quick as some of these other shooters that are on this list or have previously already been mentioned, he was able to create space better than anybody else on this list with the ball in his hand against any defender, not needing screens or anything like that. So he could get his shot off with a good look from anywhere at any point, and not too many people could really bother the type of look he wants to get. He's going to get his look. You just got to hope he misses. He's also proven to be a killer in the head-to-head matchups with Curry, so that's why a lot of people compare him to Curry. Honestly, I think in a vacuum, he's the more talented player because he could cook basically any defender, doesn't need the screens, and he has almost just as good a shot as Steph, but you know, those are both two incredibly talented players and all-time great players in their own respective rights. Lillard's career is far from over, and he'll continue to climb this list with every three-point shot that he makes. Number 4, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, one half of the Splash Brothers, or the ex-Splash Brothers, I should say now, is known for having one of the quickest and most accurate releases in NBA history. Thompson's ability to get hot is second to none. When he's on fire, it's a wrap. Game over. It feels like he can't miss. One of the most iconic examples of this is when Klay scored 37 points in a single quarter, an NBA record that probably won't be touched anytime soon, with nearly all those points coming from beyond the arc too, and very minimal, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 dribbles he took, and racking up 37 points. Thompson's defense, that's terrible defense too, but not taking anything away from somebody dropping 37 like that. That's blue flames right there. There's regular fire, and then you in the blue flame territory. That's blue flame territory. Thompson's defense and ability to shoot under pressure have made him invaluable to the Warriors throughout his career, and the Dallas Mavericks are hoping he could do the same over there in Dallas. His off-ball movement and quick trigger have allowed him to thrive alongside Curry for the majority of his career, and he'll surely continue to rise up the Hall of Fame and the all-time three-point shooting ranks. Number 3, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Ray Allen. Yup, Ray. Jesus Shuttlesworth. Ray Allen is known for his sweet shooting stroke and his clutch gene. One of the most iconic shots in NBA history belongs to Ray Allen, who hit the game-time three-point shot in Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals, saving Miami Heat's season and helping them win the championship. Allen had one of the quickest releases in the game and could jump higher on his shots than most shooters. From his early days in Seattle to his later days in Boston and Miami, Allen remained one of the most consistent three-point threats and one of the most dangerous and deadly cats from beyond the arc the game has ever seen, and that probably won't ever change for as long as basketball continues to be a thing. He held the record for most three-point shots ever made until it was broken by Steph Curry, and he broke Reggie Miller's record before he overtook it. That's who he was gunning for. But Allen's legacy as one of the greatest shooters of all time is cemented, and that won't ever be broken and won't ever be touched. So shout out to Ray Allen. And speaking of Reggie Miller, that gets us into number 2, Reggie. Before Ray Allen, there was Reggie, in an era where three-point shooting was secretly frowned upon and wasn't really a big part of the NBA game, and coaches didn't really like players shooting a whole bunch of threes. But Reggie was that great that an exception was made for him. Imagine if he would have been in this era, but we'll jump into it. Before Ray, there was Reggie, known for his legendary battles with the New York Knicks and against Michael Jordan, and some battles with Kobe later on in his career. Miller was one of the best clutch shooters and one of the best two guards the NBA has ever seen. He had an unorthodox shooting form, but it worked for him to a T. Miller's ability to hit deep threes in an era where the long ball wasn't emphasized and where three-point shooting wasn't really emphasized in general is what makes him so special. He was the NBA's all-time leader in three-pointers made for years, and his range in the 90s was nearly unheard of. If Miller played in today's era, it's possible he would still have that record and Curry would still be gunning for it. But shout out to Big Reggie, man, one of the greatest two guards to ever do it. And the only reason he don't have a ring is because he was playing against the greatest of all time for the majority of his career. And number one, last but definitely not least, Stephen Curry. Number 30. Finally, the greatest three-point shooter of all time. Steph, man. Y'all know what it is. There's no question that Curry revolutionized the game with his deep range, off the dribble shooting from dang near half court, and ability to make threes from anywhere on the court, dribbling, not dribbling, off balance, whatever the case is. Curry's impact on the NBA is profound, for the better or for the worse, depending on who you speak to. Teams now prioritize spacing and shooting in ways they never did before. He holds multiple three-point records, including the most threes made in a single season and the most threes all time. Curry is just as deadly catching and shooting as he is pulling up from deep off the dribble, and his skill set has made him nearly unguardable. Without a doubt, Curry is the best three-point shooter in NBA history. In conclusion, these 10 players have reshaped the NBA with their shooting ability, from Chris Mullen to Stephen Curry. Each has left an indelible mark on the game from way beyond the art. If you go look at each of their home courts, you can probably see their name etched really close out there on the wooden floor if you look close enough. They forced defenses to adjust, changed the way the offense have operated, and most importantly, given us countless memorable moments from beyond the arc. Here's to the greatest shooters to ever do it. Let me know what y'all think. Did I miss anybody? Did I leave anybody off the list that should have been on here? Y'all think the order should be a little different? You agree with the players, but would change the order up a little bit? Let me know what it is in the comments section. Let's talk, let's discuss, let's have a little chat. Get at me. Thanks again for tuning in to Eat, Sleep, Breathe Hoops. This is your boy, Nicky P. Keep rocking with me, y'all. Peace.